Hey, what's up guys? We're back again with the unique Hog Rider freeze deck played by the number 76 player in the world. It's got destructive firepower with the Inferno Dragon and Mighty Miner. If you catch your opponent in a bad position just once, you'll be catching easy wins. When the Mighty Miner and Inferno Dragon ramp up their damage and everything's frozen in place, the only thing the opponent can do is scream. And when you get your opponent's building out of cycle and rush through with a Hog Rider freeze, your hammer hits will reach new heights of value. And if you hate bait like me, you're gonna have ample answers with Barbell, Arrows, and Valkyrie. Well, you have a fun time switching up, swerving, and blasting your opponent's units with the Mighty Miner ability. If you don't have Mighty Miner, use guards. It's time to laser our opponents down and assert dominance. Thanks to everyone that's using credit code SirTag to make all the daily videos possible. Hey, this guy finished 66 in the world. Oh my goodness. He's going to be extremely good at this game. So I have to focus up and play my best if I have any chance of beating him. I'm going to Mighty Miner in the back because it's a safer bet. You don't really want to cycle your Valkyrie because it's your main source of splash damage. So if you can cycle your Mighty Miner opposed to cycling your Valkyrie, that's going to be a bit better. Imagine your opponent goes Royal Hogs and you're set there with like an Inferno Dragon and a Mighty Miner that both do a lot of damage to tanks, but can't really splash through and kill the piggies. So he's going to go in for a Baby Dragon. I think he's going to have a Royal Giant deck. I think it's got to be like a Royal Giant or Big Beatdown deck after seeing our opponent have that. Oh, is this the old school RG deck with Bowler, Tornado, and all that stuff? We'll have to figure that out. We know that our opponent's going to have Tornado, so it's not going to be the best endeavor for me to go in for a aggressive Hog Rider all by itself. It needs to have some friends. Inferno Dragon, Barbell, he's probably a Tornado on this, and then, yep, maybe we can still get value, though, with the Inferno Dragon. If the Inferno Dragon locks onto the tower and we freeze on the Mega Minion, oh, he wasn't ready! The top 66 player in the world just got shreked. Oh, hello there. That's what we love to see, baby. And I can go in for an Inferno Dragon on the Baby Dragon. That's going to melt it. I think I clean everything up easy. I love this game. I love the fact that this deck allows me to beat people so much better than me in Clash Royale. That wouldn't happen with any other deck. But the fact that you have freeze, it allows you to make huge outplays against really talented players. So if you guys are wanting to beat people that are good at the game, this is probably the deck for you. Oh, he's going to activate King Tower because he wanted to give up. Oh my gosh. Not only did we beat him, but we asserted utter dominance to the point that he didn't want to play anymore. He knew that resistance was futile and he just wanted to dip out of the next game so he could climb up ladder a bit faster. Respect to him. That's what I do when I get mentally tilted, just to move on to the next game so you don't have to endure like that 2 minutes of just knowing that you're going to lose. Sometimes it's worth trying if your opponent's like maybe able to make some misplays. But when he saw my deck with double Infernos, a Tesla, and a freeze, he knew there was no way to break through. He saved his sanity and escaped while we climbed up the leaderboard just a little bit more. Hey, we got a game here. So we're seeing what this guy's up to. Definitely do not want to be making any big plays with Inferno Dragon randomly, but I can go for a Hog Rider because Hog Rider costs 4 elixir. If your opponent doesn't have a building in cycle, you're able to get a ton of damage. That's 2 Hog Rider hits at least. Oh my goodness. And it's a 4-for-4 trade. He's going to go in for Skeleton Dragons plus Miner, so it's making me feel like we're probably playing against a Lava Hound deck. Dude, how does that Skeleton Dragon lock onto my tower? I totally thought that the Inferno Dragon was going to have all of the heat from the Skeleton Dragons handled, but I guess not. He's a selfish sir, not eating all of the damage. Okay, so I can Barbarian Barrel here. I think that's going to be our best bet. I'd rather not go and click the Mighty Miner ability because it will go directly back into the 2 Barbarians on the right. I wonder if I can go in for a freeze. I really want to go in for a freeze. Oh yes, I'm freezing because you went in for a zap. That Inferno Dragon's still alive and you can't deal with it, bro. Let's go. Wow, his tower got melted. Okay, this is one of those moments where I feel pressured to go in for a Tesla so I can finish off the Inferno Dragon and also the Miner at the same time. Awesome stuff. Meanwhile, the Hog Rider is going to do some damage and force out more units to go feed my Tesla even more. This is why I love Tesla or any defensive building in Clash Royale. If you're able to drop it, kill a unit, and then drop a win condition to force your opponent to drop more units into it, there's no better vibe. Okay, so we know that the dude's going to have Barbarians. Hopefully he doesn't split them. Oh, that was such a smart zap. Well played, well played. That's annoying. Hopefully he doesn't split them. I just want him to drop him here so then I can go for a Mighty Miner plus Valkyrie. I'm going to Mighty Miner. Please drop your barbs. Drop your barbs. Wait, I think we can freeze on top of the Inferno Dragon. He's going to have to barbs on the right-hand side to kill that. And then, oh yeah, he's just going to lose his tower. It's already over. As long as I can defend this next push, then it's over. I actually don't know. That's the scary thing about this. When you play against Lava Hound, you have to defend their huge push. Okay, so he's starting up his massive Lava Hound push. It's our moment to shine with our Mighty Miner. So I'm going to drop the Mighty Miner towards the 3 crown, and then I'm probably going to click the ability if he messes around with me. I want to see if we can maybe 3-crown him, because we can freeze here with the Mighty Miner on the 3. And then, yeah, I wonder. He's going to zap. That's not going to be enough. You can maybe go in for a Tesla here. That should target the balloon first, and we can go in for an Inferno Dragon afterward. So we will be able to freeze on all of his units at once. I think I'm A-okay. Definitely slightly sketchy, but not the worst thing in the world, especially when you've got the Mighty Miner bomb to clutch up on defense. Even if you misplay and you try to go for like a 3-crown or you get greedy like me, you can just click a Mighty Miner bomb and then blast back all of your opponent's units. And then when the Inferno Dragon gets close, you pull it back with a Valkyrie or another Hog Rider, and you walk away with a win. I was trying to get fancy, guys. I wanted more 3-crowns here. And he got so salty, spamming good luck like crazy. When people do that, they're not saying good luck in the next game, especially when it accompanies the CRL emoji. They're saying that you had good luck winning. I don't think we got any especially lucky interactions, but definitely the matchup is in our favor. If you guys hate playing against Lava Hound, this will be the deck for you. To jump into the game against Blue Light, hopefully we can go and reflect that Blue Light away from our face and destroy his Hog Rider. So we'll see if this deck is going to be healthy for our opponent. I know that Blue Light is generally, I don't know, is it perceived to be unhealthy for us? You guys let me know down below in the comment section. I have no idea. Maybe it's just rumors. This guy is going to have a cannon and a quick card cycle, so it's going to be a difficult deck for us to play into. I need to be able to finish off those goblins with the Valkyrie so it doesn't do any damage. I would always prefer to drop the Valkyrie instead of dropping arrows, unless it's on offense, right? Because the arrows will immediately kill the goblins, but on defense, like, you want to get counter-pushing units, and the Valkyrie will definitely give you that. We have to drop our Mighty Miner very low against the Hog Rider, and the reason why we do that is if you drop your Mighty Miner too high, then the Hog Rider will make sure that the Mighty Miner has to run back, and then when the Mighty Miner runs back, it's going to reset its attack. You don't let that happen if you want to win these games. Also, since we're playing against Hog Rider Earthquake, it's imperative that we drop our Tesla in the correct placement. I'll be showing you guys that as the game starts to ramp up. I could just go in for a freeze here, but I don't think it's necessarily worth yet. I want to get a better opportunity, because there's a chance he's going to just drop like a cheap Spirit and reset my Inferno Dragon anyway. Alright, so when he goes Hog Rider, we drop our Tesla here, and the reason is he can't Earthquake on top of the tower and also hit the Tesla at the same time. So this is the placement. You just hover your Tesla until they go for the Hog Rider, and that's what you want to do. So we're just going to keep doing that. We're going to go for the Valkyrie, and then we're going for our Tesla when he goes Hog. So he might go for an Earthquake. He's got Earthquake in his deck. Oh, he's smart. You know what? As we rush up the ranks, people are going to become more intelligent at Clash Royale. They immediately go in for the Earthquake on the Tesla. He can't hit my tower with that Earthquake, so that's why he just immediately just Earthquake directly on the Tesla, so you would never miss it. Smart decision. Very good player. I am a bit scared now, because if he knows that and he doesn't fumble the Earthquake ever, he might be able to beat me. All right, I'm going to go in for a Hog Rider on the right-hand side, and then I think I can go in for an arrows on the goblins that he'll drop. Okay, never mind. He doesn't want to go goblins. Interesting. Well, Bar Barrel here and protect our Mighty Miner for a split second, then arrows on his goblins that he has to drop eventually, right? Eventually. Eventually, dude. Why are you never dropping it? He's going to go for the Earthquake and miss it. That's what I was expecting. I knew he would eventually miss it, you know? I felt like he would try to be pretty risky with the aggressive Earthquake again. All right, so he's going to go goblins. We can barbell on that. We're actually going to Hog Rider in the back so we can outcycle his building. This might look really stupid to you guys. You might be like, Jake, you're not very smart. Why are you doing something like that? But we're going to be able to get back to a Hog Rider way quicker this time. So I'm probably not going to freeze here. I'm just going to let the Hog Rider do its thing. I'm going to really spam hardcore in the right-hand lane. We're back to a Hog Rider. He is definitely not back to a building, and we can unleash the freeze. So I believe this is going to do a ton. I think it's probably going to do a lot, right? We've got the Mighty Miner still alive. We still got the Valkyrie. We got the Inferno Dragon loading up the value. So sometimes it makes sense to cycle a Hog Rider in the back if you can bait out your opponent's answers. As you guys saw, it worked out really well. Not all the time. It's just nice to switch it up. If you guys can't find a way through, definitely do that. A nice thing to do. All right, so I got to go Valkyrie again because I'm pretty confident that the... Oh, wait, does it actually kill? Dude, I don't play Tesla enough. I thought he Earthquaked on top of the Tesla. My bad. All right, so I'm going to go for arrows here, and then I don't want to go for a freeze because we're not going to be able to get any extra damage here. It's not worth it because the Musketeer was on the other side, so I couldn't hit that as well. All right, we're going to go in for a Mighty Miner, and then we're going to go for a Barbarian Barrel. I think we're A-okay here. We will take one Hog Rider hit. It's not the end of the world. I think we can cycle back to another freeze and Valkyrie push. I think this will work out because the Musketeer is on the other side. We're going to Hog Rider here, and then we're going to set up a great freeze with the Mighty Miner ability as well, and maybe this will be what we need. I hope it works. The Mighty Miner locks onto the tower. That will be a gigantic W. So if we can get the Mighty Miner on the tower, that's like 50 damage at the initial very first bit, and it's just ramping up afterward. Oh my goodness, this tower's at 1,000 now. Okay, all right, we can go Barbell on top of the Musketeer. We can go in for a Tesla here. and then we can go in for another Mighty Miner. I hate that he's learning to do that. I mean, he knew that at the very start. He just stopped doing it. All right, the Hog Rider gave him a lot of value. I think I'm going to go in for another Hog Rider of my own, and then maybe go in for an arrows on top of the Goblins, and then freeze on the Musketeer as well. I know I can go in for a high Tesla. I'm dropping it in the wrong spot just because I don't want to fumble it and drop it at the wrong spot and give him like earthquake value. So if you drop it super high up because your fingers are fat like mine and you just make a little bit of mistakes, it's going to be totally fine. All right, so we're going to go in for a Barb Drill. I think the Goblins could give him enough pressure to get at least one hit on our tower, so it's slightly scary from that perspective. But with 15 seconds remaining, all I have to do is go in for a Tesla, and I will win this game. So I'm going to pre-plant my Tesla. I'm going to go in for arrows on top of his Goblins and also his cannon, and we should walk away with a dominant W. So GG and well played. If you guys do that Tesla placement that I did at the very end, the Hog Rider will be your best friend because they'll never be able to lock onto your tower while the Earthquake misses every time. When your opponent has to pick between hitting your tower or your Tesla with their Earthquake, they'll eventually get out-damaged by arrows. And if you can finagle your way through their buildings for some Hog Rider hammer hits, that's enough to guarantee the win. And we've successfully climbed up to 7,100 in the world. All right, yo, this guy finished 132 in the world. Okay, with an Elixir Golem banner, I feel like we're up for a challenge. So I'm going to go in for a Hog Rider immediately and just see if he's going to have Tornado or anything like that. He's going to go for a Goblin Barrel. So Goblin Barrel plus Bomb Tower means that he's going to have a very fast cycle. Maybe going to be Goblin Gang. Maybe it's going to be like Skeletons. We'll have to figure it out as we roll. Fortunately for us, the Barb Barrel stops him from going for a Princess on the right-hand side. I'm going to go for a Mighty Miner in the middle just in case he wants to go Princess at the river like all these players do. Dude, he still does it. Oh my gosh. Mighty Miner, you had one job. You were supposed to keep me safe, bro. What's up with that? All right, so I could go in for a freeze. It's just not necessarily worth it unless he drops something that we want to be able to finish off. I mean, we could freeze with the Inferno Dragon. He's not going to be ready. That 1 HP hero. The 1 HP hero. I'm telling you right now that this is getting out of hand. This is so fun. No, the Valkyrie doesn't reach. Oh, never mind. We're fine. I was so scared for a sec. I was like, but come on, Valkyrie. You're supposed to do your thing, bro. We already made a top 132 player get raging. He is angry right now. He just rage quit. He doesn't want to play the game. Literally one of the best feelings in Clash Royale to steal games that quick against extremely good players. So we'll just hop on to the next one and keep climbing up the leaderboards. Even though the Valkyrie failed to reach the Princess, this win was well within reach. And now we're 6,400 in the world. All right, on to the next one. We got a game against Jeremy. So he's chilling there with the Ice Golem in his banner. And you know what? We're going to go melt it. We're going to show him the freeze power, what the Ice Golem can be if it just decides to melt. So I'm going to go in for an arrows if he decides to drop any other bait cards nearby the Hunter. Otherwise, I think I'm just going to click the Mighty Miner ability and go on the other side. So I'm going to go Barb Barrel so I don't leak any Elixir, and then I'm going to go in for the Mighty Miner ability, make sure that the Hunter gets blasted back, and we've got a pretty good offense rolling. If I freeze on top of the Monk, it's going to die, right? Because the Monk can't blast back the Mighty Miner to reset it, and then he's going to lose the Fisherman. Actually, we're definitely playing against a Royal Giant deck. He had Electro Spirit, Fisherman, and Monk. All cards that are really hard for me to deal with if we're going for a Hog Rider, right? Hog Rider is not very friendly into those cards. He's going to Fireball and Phoenix to counter the Hog because he just couldn't actually eat any damage there. He's like, looking at it, he's like, bro, if I let that go, that's at least 2 Hog Rider swings on my tower. So I'm going to overspend with 8 Elixir. Crazy stuff that you can do if you go in for Hog Riders at the right moment when they don't have buildings or Fishermen in cycle. So I'm going to go for a Valkyrie here, and then maybe even a Mighty Miner, because if he goes in for a Hunter, he'll probably have to go for a Monk, and then we can go for another Stellar Freeze. I'm thinking of going in for a Freeze, but I don't want to do it too soon. All right, I want to see the Monk. I want to see the Monk, man. I want to see the Monk, man. All right, there it is. So we're going to go for a Freeze, guarantee that the Mighty Miner and the Inferno Dragon are able to melt it twice as fast as double the Infernos, and I believe that we're going to go in for an Arrows here, maybe. Yeah, I'm just going to Arrows on top of the eggs, just to make sure he doesn't get anything resurrecting in my face. And we know that he's going to have Fishermen, so how am I going to make this work? If I go in for a Hog Rider, it will always activate King Tower, giving him 1 hit on the tower. So instead of having that happen, why don't we go Barb Barrel, Valkyrie, and then follow through with a Hog Rider afterward? And have the Valkyrie tank for the Hog Rider so he pulls that first. So if he pulls the Valkyrie, that's awesome, because then the Hog Rider hammers the tower. You pulled the wrong thing, bro. You were efficient, but you failed. So we could activate King Tower, but since we're playing against a Royal Giant deck, it doesn't really serve any purpose. So I'm not going to do something stupid here, guys. I don't like wasting Elixir. I like getting some value out of my Elixir. So maybe we could go for a Freeze. I could also Mighty Miner and just play more aggressive. I like doing this with our Freeze on offense because it's been giving us good trades. Every time that he drops Monk and then the Monk gets destroyed by the Mighty Miner or the Inferno Dragon, that's a vibe for me. All right, we're at arrows again just because I want to be able to get some extra value, and the monk is going to be able to kill everything, unfortunately. Because it blasts back the Mighty Miner without the freeze. That's not going to be a good interaction. So we always had to have the help of the freeze in this type of environment. All right, so we're going to go Barbarial if we want to. I think we do. He's going to Fireball on top of the Tesla, so I need to be able to stop the Royal Giant from getting too much damage in my face. He's going to go and pull the Barbarial, and then the Valkyrie's still going to stay alive. I wonder if we can freeze on top of the Fisherman and hit the tower. No, he spaced it out rather perfectly, so credit where credit is due. He played that well. Oh, wait, I thought he had already activated King Tower. I'm a failure of epic proportions. No one saw that. No one noticed that I activated King Tower for my opponent. Okay? All right? That was a declaration of dominance, guys. Well, now we're doing that again. It's okay. It's fine, guys. It's okay. It's all good. We're 100% chilling with the freeze on offense. We're damaging down his tower. Oh, man. All right, so we want a Mighty Miner here and an Inferno Dragon on the other side because the Inferno Dragon is going to be less likely for him to be able to kill with the Monk because the Monk is just sacrificed now. It's not going to give him any value. I love the fact that the Tesla also is not going to get reflected by the Monk like a cannon or a bomb tower would. So I believe we're okay. He might Fireball on top of the Inferno Dragon, and he does. A pretty big investment of Elixir, and now he's not going to have enough Elixir to defend the Valkyries. So even though he gets a disastrous amount of damage on us right now, I firmly believe that we walk away with a win. Solid stuff, guys. I'm really proud of us, even though I was an absolute idiot activating King Tower for my opponent. Somehow we still beat him, and he's flexing the 20 win amount at the end, so you know he's a really good player. Winning that game with a declaration of dominance by freezing my opponent's King Tower when he hadn't activated King Tower already is pure proof that this deck is ridiculously strong. After hammering a ton of towers, we're at 5,800 in the world. All right, so jump into the game here. This guy seems to have an Electro Giant deck since he just dropped it in the back. We'll see what we can do. Nothing has really happened yet, so I guess I can go for a Hog Rider on the left-hand side. Generally, when you play against Electro Giant, you want to pull it as far as you possibly can with the Tesla, and then deal with the Inferno Dragon on the other side, so then your opponent has to, like, Tornado on that, so then they can't really go in for a Tornado on everything at once. So if they Tornado on the Inferno Dragon and pull that thing back when it's on the Electro Giant or on the tower, then they won't have the Tornado for the Hog Rider. So that's what we want to do. Bait out your opponent's Tornado with the Inferno Dragon or Hog Rider, so then the other one can get massive value. As you guys can see, we're currently at a little bit of a deficit, and we have to make some massive outplays if we want to win this game. So I'm going to go for a Barbarial. We'll probably bait out some type of small spell, maybe a Barbarial or a Bomber. Okay. I kind of classify Bomber as a small spell because just with so much splash damage, it kind of feels like a perpetual zap. All right, what do we do? Do we go for a Hog Rider here on the left-hand side? He doesn't have Tornado back in cycle for a little bit, so I think I can go in for the Hog Rider in the right, actually. Yeah, I'm going to go in for that. I'm going to see what he's going to be cooking. He's going to go Cannon because he didn't have Tornado. I wonder if the Inferno Dragon can lock onto the tower again. I really wanted to. I think it does, and he's going to Tornado. So I don't want to go in for a freeze early because it just wouldn't make sense when he is just going to distract it with the Barbarian Barrel. I don't want to let him know that I'm cooking up a freeze. I'm going to go in for a Mighty Miner here, and then I can go for a Barbarian Barrel to distract the Dark Prince so it doesn't charge on anything of value. If it charges on the Barb Barrel, that's A-okay for me. Okay, I'm going to go in for arrows, and he still hasn't activated King Tower yet. And guys, spoiler alert, I'm not going to activate King Tower for him like I did with the Royal Giant player. I'm not about that life, all right? So we're going to go in for the Tesla here. He's going to Lightning, interestingly enough. I think that's a smarter decision for him. And then I can go in for the Inferno Dragon as well. If he decides to Tornado this in, like most people would, then we can go in for a Hog Rider and play really aggressive. He's not doing it, though. Oh, man. Super annoying that he just decides to not do anything like that. Maybe he wasn't back to the Tornado because he had dropped it on the last Inferno Dragon. We probably cycle a little bit faster than him. Hard to say, though. All right, so I'm going to go in for arrows. We should be able to shatter the cannon and do some nice damage. I probably am going to go away with a Barb Barrel on the right-hand side to finish off the Bomber, and then maybe force out some extra Elixir there, too. Okay, so he's going to Electro Giant. Last time he decided to go for Lightning on the Tesla. So I need to go in for Inferno Dragon and space everything out. We'll see if he decides to go in for a Tornado. I think we should still be able to focus on shutting down the rest of his Electro Giant, even with a freeze. I was hoping he would Tornado. Oh, he did it! Let's go! That's what I was hoping for. Because if you freeze, the Electro Giant can't reflect back the Inferno Dragon, and it can't reset it. So that's the main reason why we love it. So, solid stuff. We're going to go in for an arrows to shut down the Bomber, and we're currently in a pretty good spot. We're actually in a good environment where we can consistently go in the opposite side of our opponent. Now I'm going to go for a Mighty Miner in the back. We can go in for a Valkyrie as well. Maybe we're able to win a game against Electro Giant despite having two cards that really rely on the ramp ability that don't like getting reset. So I'm going to go in for a Hog Rider here with two tanks for us, and then I can go for an arrows as well. Wait, I think this guy's going to try to activate King Tower, but he can't because there's a Mighty Miner there. You can't. You lose. You lose, sir. Let's go. So if you stack up enough stuff together, and your opponent tries to tornado the Hog Rider, sometimes they'll just tornado the Mighty Miner closer to the tower. The games against Electro Giant will be long, but as long as you stay strong, you can drill down a W. Like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more daily videos, and have an incredible rest of your day.